being around my family makes me nuts.
Our family's insane.
Well, hello, everybody from Moonshine. What a terrific show. And I got to tell you, it made me so mad, and then it made me feel so poignant. There's so much emotion going in there. But let me start with the rage, the family rage. You know, it's harness or humor. But who wants to talk about rage?
Rage.
Stand up.
Anastasia?
I mean, rage is a wonderful tiger to ride if you can like grab it. And it's refreshing to play rage, especially after the year that we've had. And and that's what I'll say about rage. Thanks for asking.
No one makes rage more charming than Anastasia.
This is true. I will say for my character. Oh, sorry.
No, go. It's you. I want to hear.
I think just I think when you have all these dreams and you work so hard to accomplish them, and then everything just kind of falls apart. There's so much. That's what's that? Yeah, that's what it is. But man, there's a lot of rage there, and it feels good. And you know what? And get it out on the dance floor like we did in the pilot.
And wind up, in the loop. But never mind. There's a scene in The Lion in Winter, and terrible things have happened. The king has killed one of his sons, and his wife is locked up, and she brings her out for a holiday. Katharine Hepburn. She just sits down and says, well, every family has its ups and downs, which is the perfect understatement for your family.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think I've seen anything like this recently. And there's no false notes. It's not saccharine. It's not unbelievably mean or anything. It's believable, and it's really hard to get that balance. So how was it achieved and held?
Sheri Elwood?
Yeah.
Wow.
This one.
Listen, I don't know. I write the way that I write. I mentor a lot of young writers, and first question they ask is, how do I get an agent? And I'm like, that doesn't matter. And then they say, well, what should I write? Should I write an original pilot, or should I spec a show? And I'm like, the only tool, the only thing you have, the only superpower any creative person has is to be themselves. That's the only tool that we actually really have. And this story is semi-autobiographical. I can see my mother's house from this window right here, and I write the way that I write. And when I was asked to come back to Canada to do a show, and I was asked, what show do you want to do? And I said, this is what I want to do. And I just wrote it in my voice, which tends to be a mix of funny and heartfelt, which my husband always says, and I'm like, I am not heartfelt, but of course that makes me even more heartfelt. But rage, and the rage. I mean, it's really hard, especially working in the U.S. doing shows, to allow angry women to be themselves and to fight with each other. The note that I always get on network television is, can you make them more likable? And how are they good at their jobs? Come on, all the time. And it's like, you know what? I don't give a shit, because I'm actually probably not that likable, but maybe not being likable is the thing that makes us likable. And I wanted to show that on TV, and I wanted to have an authentic family, and I wanted to have these flawed women who weren't 22 and fucking supermodels, although you guys are supermodels.
Bless your heart, Sheri.
Yeah, exactly, right? And the kind of girl who takes a bite of something like,
no, that's not going to happen on one of my shows.
She has perfect all the time.
No.
That girl. Alexandra, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Your character, I think, is the youngest family member. Mm-hmm. Also, ironically, the wisest. He's the one who I don't know if that was the intention, but that's my feeling about him. He has a way of healing and making things move along. I mean, is something else going to come out? Some other side?
Oh, yeah.
I would say so. I think this season, in season one, Sammy also has his own rage, but it's suppressed for the sake of taking care of the rest of his family. I think that's he feels, is his duty. He spends a lot of time with his parents in sort of the first half, and it's just because he loves them so much, but everybody just drives him insane. So yeah, I agree. I think there's a wiseness to Sammy that I really appreciate, but yeah, I don't know how long
look forward to
it'll.
seeing that.
Oh yeah,
That'll be fun.
I can
Yeah.
safely say that Sammy's going to come unstrung pretty soon.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent. Well, not that he didn't, but that's very cool.
Yeah.
And now, Tom, how do you feel about your poor character? It's not really going to well, but he's a nice damn guy.
Yeah.
But
Well, see, I'm the middle child of 5, and in my family, I'm the fixer. And I find the middle child takes on different roles. Either they take on the one that's forgotten or the one that puts themselves into the spotlight to help others.
Oh, Tom.
And so I kind of go the inverse on my own person to play Ryan. Ryan is the forgotten one who just goes off and does his own thing and just seems to just not get anything right. I don't feel bad for him because I know that there's going to be a good redemption for this guy. And he comes from, he has a heart of gold, and he has the best intentions. But you have to see somebody stumble before you see them get back up. Yeah. Also,
it's a great arc.
working with addiction, and understanding addiction, and that is a very serious problem for a lot of people. So I have to play that as authentically as possible. And sometimes it looks really good for the person. Sometimes it looks really bad for them. So I'm showing as much of that color as possible.
That's great. Oh my God. And Emma, you play a lot of media people.
I guess I do.
And DJ, what's going on? Are you being typecast?
I don't know. I think there's something about me that says this woman has a face for radio. I think that's what it is.
No. This woman is to be believed.
Yeah, I mean, I love Nora. I love her so deeply, and I think sometimes this universe presents things to you just at the right time. And I think Nora for me is so close to a life I could have lived. My life went this way and Nora's went this way, and I feel I have such an intimate knowledge of the way she thinks and the decisions she makes. And I think she's just completely trapped by not being able to leave and knowing that she shouldn't stay. So it's this very, and I think she's really smart. And I think she also likes sex a lot and is not afraid of conflict. So to be able to get to play a role like that, those don't come up very often. So I'm really grateful to Sheri for being fearless with her writing and let me put this mug behind a radio mic and get to be Nora. It's a gift. I can't tell you how much I love coming to work.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yes. So.
And Jennifer, you play this New Yorker, this glamour puss who shows up, and she feels she's got to take over Rion's work and world unintentionally, not meaning to be mean, because she's a mother, she's used to guiding people, and it goes so wrong.
It does. I'm going to bring it back to your rage comment for a second and share a little story about rage. A show that I worked on with a room full of male writers.
Tyrant?
What's that?
Tyrant?
A show that I worked on.
Naming and
A show that she worked on.
We're good.
And one of those male writers said something to the effect of, Jen, every woman falls into 3 categories, every female character. And I said, what are those categories? And he said, the virgin, the victim, and the vixen.
Are you kidding?
Tell you in that moment the rage that I felt. So when I read this script and this woman was flawed and at times emotional and imperfect and sometimes angry and sometimes even a little unlikable, I was like, who is this woman? I want to work with this woman. I want to say her words. I appreciate these scripts more than you know, because I've been in situations like that, hearing from, writers like that. And by the way, that is a total generalization. Not every male writer is like that. It just so happens that this particular show instilled that rage in
I've been
me.
on that show too.
Okay, yeah.
I too have been on that show.
So to play this woman every day is an absolute joy and a delight. And it's what you said. Listen, she just comes in with all these good intentions. And she's a mom. And I think I really relate to that. Like at times with this cast, I probably insert myself in ways I shouldn't because I am such a mom. Are you okay? Tell me like how you're doing.
You're very,
I'm probably
very
so annoying. And I own that I'm annoying. That's okay. But it's just with the best of intentions. And that is Lydia. And also she really thinks she knows better. Like she thinks she can make it better. And she just can't. And so she's always fighting against that. I can come in, I can do remodels, I can exactly, yeah. And I love that about her. I love that. It's so fun to, I actually love hearing everybody talk about their characters because everyone has a very deep love for the character they're playing. And
Isn't
that,
great?
it's great.
It's fantastic. And I'm going to tell you, I'm very moved by, I'm amused and entertained, but I'm very moved by what you're saying. And I have to go. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You're great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.